This is a place.
This is the place.
This is a place. We want to talk about. This is a place.
Thank you for listening to This is a Place podcast. My name is Brandon,
My name is Nate.
and we want to wish everybody a very, very happy National Wave All Your Fingers at Your Neighbor Day.
All of them?
Mm-hmm. Not just this one.
Not just one.
Not just
Not
the
two.
one. Wave all the fingers. Does that mean
Wave
like
all.
waggle your fingers? Wiggle? Waggle? What what do you call that?
Is it the hello? I don't know what they call that.
Whatever it is, it's used to encourage friendship. Encourage friendship between neighbors. Waving is an universal gesture. It is a good way to get someone's attention and start a conversation. A friendly wave is an easy way to show love, respect, and appreciation. A small wave can make a person feel seen and appreciated. Wave all your fingers at your neighbor day is a holiday that fosters love and friendship. So there you go.
Is it like a precursor to Valentine's Day?
Oh,
Is it getting prepared for the following week?
if you give a really good wave, maybe you're going to get a Valentine at your door
Yay.
1 week from today. Did you know, Nate, there are different types of waves? There is the
There's
standard.
tidal waves. Sorry.
Those types of waves too. But there's the standard side to side wave,
Side to
arm
side.
wave. There's the palm mid wave, the finger waggle wave, the flirtatious wave, open and close finger wave. Oh, like that. Okay.
Like a little
Show,
kid.
show me your Miss America wave.
Isn't that elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow, elbow, wrist,
Yeah,
wrist?
you got it. And that's just to name a few. There's more than that. Wave.
Wow.
Wow, there's lots of waves. You don't really think about it. What is your wave saying? I wave flirtatiously at everybody. I hope I'm not giving you the wrong message.
I listen to 103.1 The Wave sometimes.
Nice. Well, make sure you're waving at your neighbor, your friend, and use all the fingers, not just the middle one. It's also National
I don't
Signing
think you
Day.
national what?
It's also National Signing Day, if
Oh,
that's even a thing
signing.
anymore.
I know with the portals and
Yeah,
trades,
apparently
whatever they're
back in my day, back when I was in
back
high
when.
school, there was one day, one chosen day, February 7th, where everybody would sign. Or was it February 7th? I don't know if it's always February 7th or if it's just like the first or second Wednesday. Yeah, the first Wednesday in February. But everybody would sign their letters of intent to colleges, football specifically. But now they can just kind of do it whenever they want, I guess.
Right. And I would wonder what the statistic is and it has to be like you have to be a certain level of athlete. Like you have to be a decent prospect. But how many of them, number one, change their commitment to a different school? And two, how many actually go to the university they choose or start out with? How many finish their whole career there without transferring? I mean, it used to be, like you said,
Rare.
back in our day, it was a little harder to transfer,
You couldn't make any
but
money.
it's really just turning into a glorified minor league football system. And that's what it really always has been. The NFL is probably super grateful for college football because it's the cheapest farming program they could ever have. They don't have to really invest in it. It's just I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how football evolves over the next 10 years or so, college football. But the one good news for you is that I think it's July when your favorite game comes back.
Ah, yes. Well, supposedly. There's been leaks and Not really an official word from EA Sports. It's in the game to say when it's coming out. But
The official. So there's no official
there's
date
no
yet.
official date. But there is rumors that it is July and oh, not July. Is it June? No, it is July. July 12th. College football on the gaming systems is the day it should be returning sometime in July. So, yes, very excited about that. Maybe it's going to have a national signing day thing in there and NIL, transfer portal, all this stuff. Who knows? But I know you
But
have
are
a
they going to, because of technology nowadays compared to when they first started doing those games, are they going to be able to do like updates, real-time updates when
oh
players
yeah,
are getting transferred and whatnot?
real-time
So it's
updates
not
for
out.
college football. That could be quite an undertaking. They do it for the NFL, but that's different, that's a lot easier to navigate. That would be a lot to ask. I'm sure someone will though. I don't know. I could see it happening. I hope.
Good.
One could hope.
I think that might be the game that might get me to play video games again. Who
Hope
knows?
so.
I'll come over to your house. And I
You're not
did
going to play
play
at
the
home.
NHL hockey game with you like what, 4 or 5 years ago?
Let's not talk about that, Nate. You hadn't picked up a gaming system or an Xbox in years, and you came out and beat me big time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just it's too talented. That's why I quit the video games. They're too easy.
just raw talent.
Right.
Yeah, but yes, it's February. It's a new month.
Yeah.
It's
And
it's
speaking of home gaming systems
speaking of home gaming
that you
systems.
play in a home.
There you go. Good segue. I
Yeah.
also need to say, Nate and I have officially started our New Year's resolutions because we were holding off till February, right?
February. Right.
We both had to celebrate your birthday and had to wait until at least after that had passed to actually start our diets.
Yep.
So here's
Yep.
your reminder too.
I'm saying I'm back on my 3 day a week fasting instead of 2 days a week. So, well, yeah, but I still haven't put a plan into place. Like this is what I'm gonna do. I need to, I need to finalize that plan. I need to talk to Chat GBT and ask them it's the fastest way to get in shape,
There you
and
go.
then I'll make a plan. Have it make a plan for me.
I like I like the plan to make a plan.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, I'm sorry I ruined the segue. Let's see.
Speaking
You
about
know,
couch
it's
potatoes,
it's really important. I strongly believe you should get your house in order.
being healthy
Being healthy is
helps
one way to
you
get your house in order.
is one way to get your house in order.
Another way is to go to the Parade of Homes.
It's to parade around your home declaring your goals.
There you go. Declare your goals. Don't just speak it, declare it. We had a great opportunity to speak with Devin of SUHBA, the Southern Utah Home Builders Association, and he talked to us about a little bit about their company, how they give back to the community, and also about the Parade of Homes that are coming up in the next couple weeks down in Southern Utah. I know up here in the north, it's usually in the summer, spring, right? Late spring.
Something like that.
But since it's always spring, always good weather down St. George, they take advantage of the President's Day weekend. And so let's listen to our conversation with Devin and hear all about it. All right, today we are joined by Devin Sullivan and of the Southern Utah Home Builders Association. Did I get
Yep.
that
Yeah.
right?
Past president of the Southern Utah Home Builders Association. And this year I'm the 2024 parade chairman for our area parade of homes.
Sorry, you're also involved with SNS Homes.
Yeah. So I'm one of the owners of SNS Homes. We're a local home builder here in St. George. We've been in business for 43 years. So currently it's me, my uncle, and my father, Craig, and James Sullivan. But my uncle is actually retiring at the end of this year, so it'll just be myself and my dad keeping the home building
This
business
family
moving
business
forward,
alive.
keeping it alive. Sometimes it's a struggle, but it's pretty good overall, honestly.
What is business like right now for a home builder? Is it pretty crazy? Is it steady?
Honestly, every day is something a little different. So it's pretty good right now for the most part. The first half of the month was a little slow. Like last Wednesday, we only had 5 contracts for the month and was starting to get a little worried because we're geared up to do around like 10. We like to sell around 10 or so a month. But over the weekend, it was like one contract after the other. So we sold 8 houses in 48 hours over the weekend. So we're up to, and then this week we've sold some more. So we sold 15 homes in January. And so that was a really good January, kind of a little more than we expected. So we feel it's kind of picking up, but we're a little bit different home builder than like a traditional home builder. We are not like a builder for hire. So we have 8 neighborhoods in St. George that we build in, and we spec homes. So we pre-start homes without buyers, and we always have 70 homes for sale, and buyers can come in. We list them for sale at drywall. So trying to kind of change the building industry a little bit to where, like, I'm a millennial, don't hold it against me, but like I grew up on Amazon and like Zappos shoes, and like if I can buy it on my phone and have it delivered, I want it. So I'm like, why can't we sell houses that way? So we're a little different, but so far it's been working good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, every year it slows down. I always tell people from like October, Halloween till the Super Bowl, it gets really slow.
Mm-hmm.
But we're
Yeah.
kind of having what do they call it? A fake spring right now, especially in Salt Lake. St. George, you guys are always in
Yeah.
spring weather, but I think the nice weather is
Yeah.
getting these buyers out earlier than normal. I'm noticing here in Salt Lake that um, you get multiple offers again on properties with escalation clauses and all that stuff. So it's good to hear
Yeah.
it's kind of similar for you down there in St. George.
Yeah. We haven't had the multiple offer stuff yet, and hopefully we don't. As a seller, that's one of the worst positions to be in,
Yeah,
because one is being disappointed in the end. So
right.
hopefully that'll
Yeah.
happen.
Well, you can just ship them next door to the property next door, right? So it's a little different than
Yeah,
a
it's
normal
easier,
seller.
yeah, easier or harder said than done, though,
Sure.
But
So how did you get involved with the Parade of Homes?
I, yeah, that's a weird question, honestly. I've always just kind of been involved with it. So like I grew up in the industry, young kid pushing a shovel and cleaning houses, and then just kind of got involved with SUHBA maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And they'd need a sign committee and have you go out and help put directional signs up, and then inspection committees to inspect the homes and yada yada. And then getting more involved with the SUHBA board was good. And so that's kind of how I got involved, and I'd like to stay involved with it because the Parade of Homes is a really, really good thing for Southern Utah. Like it definitely benefits the building industry and SUBA, and we have scholarship money that we donate back from proceeds from the parade, and a lot of these things. Like there's so many benefits of it, but so I mean I just got involved just from being in the industry and wanting to like make the home building and development industry as good as it can. And the best way to make something good is to get involved and donate your time and help make the hard decisions to make it be the best it can be, at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'd love to hear a little more about the Parade of Homes, but I know, especially with you guys, one thing you really is important to you is I think I hear Parade of Homes and I think just luxury, never gonna be able to afford those houses. They're just
It's
really
like
Yeah.
MTV
showpieces,
Cribs.
is the way I see it. Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah, MTV
Yeah.
Cribs, that's a good way of saying it. But while it definitely has that, I know one thing you guys are really focused on is how it supports and helps the community. Could you talk a little more to that? You mentioned the
Yeah,
scholarships, but what else do you guys do
yeah.
in that
So
regard?
let me think about this for a second. So there's a lot of benefits to the parade. Like the parade kind of gets a lot of slack. Like, oh, SUHBA is just about the parade and the money and this, but like that's so far from the truth that it needs to be defended. The parade has kind of morphed into a showcase of homes, and it is the #1 rated parade of homes in the country. So because of the exclusivity of our natural, like our landscape and the views we have and where we build. So yeah, we want to put like the nicest homes we can in there. But the benefits it is like SUHBA has, these numbers are probably a little wrong, so bear with me on this, but like 700 members here in St. George. We're like we toggle back and forth with Utah Valley as far as membership. But there's a lot of members that are benefited from it. So like subcontractors like coming in, doing the work, provides value to our industry. Associate members get involved a lot. We rent out the garage space so people can come in and display their products. Like last year in our garage space, we had a gal in there and she was selling these little. It's not Febreze. It's like a
Sensi?
Sensi, but it's way nicer than a Sensi. I think it's called Emoji. Anyways, so she's an associate member. I was talking to her and she's like, Devin, I maxed out my credit card and I bought $10,000 worth of these emojis to sell for the parade. And she sold all of that product out in the first 2 days and had to rush another order because that many people come through the homes. Like we had 17,000 people walk through our house last year. So like there's a, I mean, I could go on the benefit, but like associate members benefit because the amount of traffic comes through their house or people are looking for houses. Banks can be in the garage and they can talk to lenders or real estate agents. And our whole town kind of gears up for it. Every hotel in town is full during the parade of homes. Our streets are busy, restaurants are busy. Like the benefit goes on and on and on. And then like from proceeds of every ticket, I don't know what the percentages is, but and I could look it up. I think Mari sent it to me, but there's a percentage of every ticket that goes back to scholarships. So like last year, SUHBA did 48,000 in scholarships for careers in construction. And then like if builders don't get done on time and pass the inspection through SUHBA for like quality, we get fined, which is sometimes pretty frustrating on our end because the fines are steep a little. I mean, they're like $500, but all of the fine money that gets fined, that actually goes back to for nonprofits. So it's like there's a lot of charity that goes back to it. So I mean, I feel like I'm rambling about this, but like there's benefits. I don't even know where to start. Like, and it's cool because our town, like the whole town comes together for the parade. Like the city managers and everything, they love the parade of homes. They love it on President's Weekend because there's been talk like, let's move the parade. It's like, no, that's the kickoff to spring. People up north plan on it. They like coming down. It get out of the cold. It's like it's like it just benefits all over.
So this might be
So I don't know,
And
question,
just
but
going off what you said, some numbers. You said so SUHBA was able to donate 18,500 to the Southern Utah Home Builders Care Foundation, and then you said 42,000 in education scholarship. So that's
yeah,
no small amount. That's that's a
yeah,
lot given back.
yeah. I mean, it's a good thing, I think. Just being in it and seeing what it does. The Parade of Homes is a really good thing.
So my next question might be going backwards a little bit, but growing up in Utah, you hear of and you see the advertising for Parade of Homes. But if somebody has never been to the Parade of Homes or even really know what it is, how would you explain to somebody uh, that has never been to the Parade of Homes what it is and how it works and how you do it?
If you've never been, it's definitely worth coming down to. I would say don't try and Ironman it. It's not Disneyland. It's not. So take your time and, I would say take the weekend and try to make it an enjoyable experience because, there's a lot of homes you can see. I think Rob Wyman's got a home in the parade this year that's $8 million and it's like 12,000 square feet. But then there's smaller townhomes in the parade that are, 500,000, 600,000. So I would say for your expectation, come in with an open mind that you're going to see things that are extravagant and over the top and might be out of reach for a lot of people. but it's an opportunity to show you some of these homes that you may never have access in getting into. But then also you can see homes that builders are doing that you can see yourself living in, and that's, you can see all the new colors of the houses, the new flooring styles, the countertops, and so I'd say come into it with an open mind and just enjoy the experience as far as luxury homes, and then just your everyday home. We typically try to, we don't build over the top usually for our parade homes. We like to put them in our neighborhoods. Like, we have 8 neighborhoods, so we usually put it in our newest neighborhood and build a house in that for the parade that is kind of like what we build for the neighborhood, not too far over the top. But this year we kind of broke our own rules and we went over the top this year. So
This is the year to for sure come then.
yeah, no, we're excited about our house this year, and there's a lot. I haven't seen any of the houses, um, anyone else's houses. I watched some stuff on Instagram yesterday to kind of get a feel for what others were doing, but it's really hard to see because we try to keep everything kind of hush hush until the parade, so that way there's some thrill. But yeah, I would say come into it with an open mind to see some things you might not ever have the opportunity to see, but more so just enjoy being in St. George. If you're not from here, make it a weekend, come down, hit a couple houses, enjoy some of our restaurants. You could try to get on, play some golf if you're into that, but golf's hard to get on right now down here. But yeah, just come
All
see
snowbirds.
see what St. George has to offer, because if you come down and try to Ironman it, put your head down and just cram through a bunch of houses, they start to blur together and then you're frustrated. But, just say, if I'm going to hit, 3 houses in the morning, hit lunch, 3 houses in the evening, you got 6 houses, take the weekend to get through it and make it enjoyable, then I would say do it that way rather. Because I've done all of them in one day, and then I got done at the end of the day, I'm like, man, I don't remember anything other than like a couple things. But I like to go to the Utah Valley, pray to homes, and I've done that the past few years where like I'm just gonna hit like 3 or 4 a day and take like 3 or 4 days to do it. And it's way more enjoyable because you can walk through the house and like kind of get a feel for the kitchen and get a feel for the master bathroom. But if you just walk in and peek, you see it, but like houses you can feel. That sounds kind of weird, but if you walk in and like just sit in the bathroom for a second and like feel it and be like, man, this is like, and then see how it's thought out. Like, wow, that shower is really beautiful, and how they have it laid out would be so awesome. This thing, and it's like, and that's kind of how I look at it because I'm a home builder. So I'm like, I'm always kind of looking like, how could we improve like our houses that we sell to people? And I think all home builders do this. Is I'm selling someone a home that they live in, how can we make it like the most peaceful space they could have? Like, how could we make the kitchen function better? How could we make this bathroom function better? Does this layout work good? Or like, if you have 4 kids, do you need a drop zone when you come in from the garage in the back? So there's lots of cool ideas you can get in it. If you're touring a house as a, just a trade goer, you can look at those things, then you might be able to go home and be like, you know what? I really like that bench. I don't have one of those. Like, and then convince your husband to go to Home Depot and get some boards or whatever, and you build a little mudroom bench in your garage, and then like that's a cool experience that they can take home. I got this idea from the parade or whatnot. So I don't know if that
Yeah,
answers questions, but that's how I feel.
like you said, maybe it's your opportunity to go through houses you normally wouldn't be able to go through if
Yeah,
you're just your average Joe,
yeah,
like us, maybe most of our listeners, right?
yeah.
Um, doing it so long, as long as you've been involved, has there ever been a house, and maybe excluding your own, any
Hmm.
that have really stuck out to you that you always think back, that was the house? It's like my bucket. If I could buy that house, I would do it.
Oh yeah, dude. Every year there's a house like that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think Case and Traveler built a house 4 or 5 years ago up in Stone Cliff. Um, and he was kind of, I'm going to give him the credit for this, but he was kind of the first one in my eye that really made the outdoor indoor experience for St. George. Just big pocketing slides, a nice kitchen, and then right off the back of the kitchen was a big game room and theater, because usually you'll see the theater rooms upstairs and whatever.
Mhm.
But it's like, who's gonna who's gonna walk upstairs and use their theater and game room, and then the kitchen's downstairs. So this layout was had the kitchen, and then right behind the kitchen was a. I mean, the game room was sweet, dude. Like it was. I mean, it was like it was big, like 50 by 50, and theater, and then off the kitchen, the doors open up to the patio and the pool. So it's like everyone can be right there the whole time. You don't, your kids aren't on the other side of the house. They're right in the back. You yell, "Hey, come in here, dinner's ready," or yell at your. So I think that one stood out, but every year there's something that stands out in particularly. So for me, it's more like features of homes, like rather than overall, but like last year or the year before, Jonathan Christensen with Christensen Homes, he built a house and his bathroom was over the top. Like you walked in and it was white marble floors, big glass walls, huge shower, window on the back side of the shower looking to like a garden area, and then doors on the side of the shower that took you outside. And then there was an outside shower and an outside tub that you could shower outside in privacy. So for me, I'm like, dude, that would be like, because for some like summer mornings down here at 6, like it's still 80 degrees. So I'm like, if you could go outside and shower in your garden in privacy outdoors, I'm like, how freaking cool will that be? So, I mean, there's always something cool in the parade.
How many homes are usually involved in a parade every year?
So typically there's around 30 homes. This year we're a little short with 25 homes, but it'll still be a really good parade. So I want to say there's 25 this year. Could be wrong on that, but I think it's 25.
I did notice if you buy a ticket, how much are tickets this year? Do you know off the top of your head?
25.
It's like 25.
$25. But it says something along the lines of you get like a virtual tour access. How does
Yeah.
that work?
So if you download the Parade of Homes app, it comes with virtual access. So a couple days before the parade starts, there's videographers that will come into our homes and shoot really nice professional grade videos of the homes. So if you can't make it to St. George, but you still want to see the houses, it's like a virtual tour. So like if you go to Zillow and it says like click virtual tours, there's little buttons you can click that walk you around the
Right.
house. It's very similar to that. It's a little different experience than on Zillow, but that's the closest I can like say what it's like. So it allows you to kind of see the house in a like a 360, the live 360 cameras where it's like you can see
Yeah,
everything, or Matterport or
Doing like
something.
virtual reality. There you go.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's set up to where you can do the VR goggles,
that would
but
be cool.
that'd be sick. Yeah.
Idea for next year. That's the big thing right now.
I had my marketing guy telling me this morning that on the new iPhone 15s, their cameras, I don't know the word for it, but it's like the new cameras, you can shoot video and then you can put on the VR goggles and it gives you 3D. Like it's just, so he's like, you don't need some special camera, the new iPhone. So I'm like, dude, I guess I need a new
Yeah,
iPhone then.
that's how
I
they
don't
get you.
It's always
Every
something
year
to
there's
bring us in.
something different.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
cool because you could, I guess, like you said, there's 30 homes, and maybe you're like, man, I don't have time to hit up half a dozen of them. You can go and look at the virtual
Yeah.
tours and say, okay, these are the 6 I want to hit, or whatever it may
Yeah.
be. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's super helpful for people trying to decide where they want to go.
And even if people can't make it out, maybe the timeline just doesn't fit. They can make it down to St. George if they're up here.
Yeah.
They could just pay the $25 and get the tours, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They could do that. And it's a good strategy to use. I want to say last year we only left the videos up for like a month or so, I think. But I I want to say I don't know the decision on this, so I could be wrong, but we talked about leaving the videos up for the entire year. So if you buy a ticket, you can have access to it for a year. I don't know if we approved that or not. I don't remember, but I remember talking about it. I don't remember the final decision.
But even if you've got the time from the parade of homes and a little bit more, I mean, plenty of time for you to go through and check them all out
Oh yeah,
virtually.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
How if,
So what are
sorry, I was
go
just gonna
ahead.
say, if somebody wants to have their home featured in the Parade of Homes, how does that process work? Or how do you guys select the homes that are going to be part of the Parade of Homes?
Yeah. So that's quite the process. You have to be a member of SUHBA. You have to be a contractor, and there's so many contractors down here, and there's limited spots for the parade that it's on a point system. So, and you acquire points by being involved with SUHBA. So you come to the SUHBA luncheons, you can get some points. You go to SUHBA charity events like the golf tournament or the bowling or the pack shoot or SUHBA for service days or, things like that. So there's a point system that you have to participate in that can get you into the parade. Now, if you're a new builder and you want to try to get into the parade, it would take you a couple years to do the points. And like we already have parade spots awarded for 2025 right now. So your soonest spot to get in would be probably 2027. And that's just a way to kind of, that we felt over the years, the best way to keep it fair for people to get in. Now, and if you don't get enough points, there is alternate spots if people back out, but then there's also a silent bid. So they award X amount of spots. I don't know how many spots, but then they leave like 3 or 4 spots open where if someone didn't get enough points, but they want to be in, they can place a silent bid and that could get them into the parade also. So that's how that works. And as far as like selecting homes and neighborhoods, SUHBA has no influence on that at all. If you can get in, you sign the contract and you can choose where you want to put the home and what home you want to build and all of that. So there's no like, hey, we want this house here and this house here. It's wherever the builder wants to showcase it.
So the builders who are going to be part of it for next year already know, so they can already start planning for next year what they're going to do. That's pretty cool.
Because we used to award it, like the parade is in February, and then you'd award next year's parade spot in like May or something. And a lot of these builders are like, dude, I don't know if I can get my house done. Like, I don't know if I'm going to get into the parade or not. But if I'm going to get in, I want to build this house. But
You don't
I
want to
don't
cut
know,
corners
like,
because you're trying to rush it. Is that what you're saying? Or
yeah. So it's like some of these big customs, they're taking 18 months to build. You build a 12,000 square foot house with detached buildings and pools and pickleball courts and automation. You can't build that in
they
8
do it in an
months.
hour on
I mean,
TV. Why can't you do it?
I know, right? Yeah, just get on
Yeah,
people over
there
here.
you go.
So we changed that a few years ago to give people a little more lead time to get them in. But for us, we're like, the parade's in February and usually October, like, oh, well, shit, we better get a parade house started. Like, where are we going to put it?
Which one are we going to do? That sounds like Brandon and I
Yeah.
planning our episodes out. It's usually the day before. So
Right. Yeah.
We could whip out a house like that. Can we
Yeah.
put in a bid?
yeah,
Perfect. Yeah.
let's start building our
And
points, Brandon.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So that's how we do it down here, which is pretty fun, honestly. It's kind of a pain in the butt, if you want to know the honest truth, as a home builder, because you got to build the house, which is simple. That's the easiest part. And then you have to stage it and fully furnish it. And that takes extra money and a team. But then the parade for 2 weeks, you have to staff it. So there's so many moving parts to pull off a successful event, the signs, the things, and making sure people are at the door scanning tickets, and you have to have people around your house making sure people are safe and things aren't disappearing. And so it's a little bit of a headache, honestly, but it's totally worth it because you see people come in and they're like, we love the parade, we come down every year for it, and things like that. So I'm like, okay, that's all totally worth it, but it's a lot of work as a home builder to make it happen.
Oh yeah.
All the behind the scenes stuff that we just come in and we're like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easy stuff.
Yeah.
But all the work that goes into it on your
end. The door Sunday afternoon from 3 to 7, it's been me a lot of times. Like, we need you at the door. I'm like, dude, seriously, I've done that for 30 straight years, but I'm over there punching tickets. You know what I mean? Or sometimes it'll, the rain and you got to put rugs out, and it's worth it. I'm complaining now, but it's totally worth it. We love it. Yeah. We've actually been in the parade every single year since it started. I think it's like 36 years. Like, we haven't missed a parade. So yeah, us and Ents Homes are the only two that have been in it the whole time every year. So
Well, good work. Yeah. All that time and effort, and you're still
yeah,
plugging along.
yeah, trying to.
So we'll give the people the dates. It's the February 16th to the 25th,
Hmm.
and then the hours 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., but closes at 5 on the last Sunday, the 25th.
Yep.
We already mentioned $25 tickets, so
Yep.
you can plan your trip now. You got still about a week or so to plan ahead and go down to St. George, check out the Parade of Homes and the awesome work you guys are doing.
Yeah, we'd love to have you guys come down see it. I think our house is number 6 this year, down in
Number
Little Valley
6.
area. It's in a subdivision we have called the Arbor. So yeah, if you
Very
guys come
cool.
down, reach out for sure.
Number 1 on our list. We'll check it out.
There you go. Yeah, we're excited about our house this year.
Well, our listeners know that I'm a dill hunter. I love a good dill. Is there any like discount coupons or anything people can do to get a cheaper ticket?
Not
No.
really. No. If we're actually giving away some tickets on from SNS, we're giving away 10 tickets, and we did a little Instagram video that said, "Hey, we're giving away tickets. If you like and share it or help promote the parade, we'll give them away." So if you go to SS Homes Instagram page and like our video, you might have a chance at winning
There you
too.
go. That's better than
But
nothing.
There's
other
no
than
better
that,
deal than
Yes,
free, Nate.
that's the best deal.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But as far as like getting discount pricing, no, we try to keep the pricing fair for everyone. That way, no ruffle.
It's very economical. Yeah. $25. That's not hurting anyone, right?
I don't think so. I mean, hell, you go to Taco Bell and it's
I know,
25
right?
bucks for 2 tacos. When did tacos
Yeah.
get so
Yeah.
expensive? Oh,
Well, great. Well, yeah. It's, good luck with everything. We're excited to see how it all comes out. But
yeah,
again, appreciate you coming on and telling us all about the scoop of your
yeah,
guys' company
absolutely,
and then Parade Homes.
absolutely, you guys. So,
We can't just leave it with a shout out to Taco Bell. Do you have a favorite taco place or a favorite restaurant down in St. George for people to check out?
dude, I'm a construction guy. I had to make a rib sandwich from Maverick yesterday.
Maverick's
So
not bad.
Hey, that
they're
that's
actually
not bad.
good, huh?
Better than Taco Bell.
As far as good restaurants, I mean, you can't beat Sakura down here if you're into like a Japanese steakhouse or sushi. Uh,
Mm.
they're really good. Benja's is really good. It's locally owned also. Um, there's a little place on Tabernacle that's really good food also. But I don't know. I'm not a foodie. I'm like take me to, Alvaro's and give me a sausage burrito and I'm
You're the
stoked, like,
convenience type guy, right? Whatever's
Yeah.
convenient.
yeah,
Hey,
Maverick's right there. Grab a burrito.
we love all the Beto's, Albertos. All
yeah,
those are
same, dude. I'm like
in our
not a
book.
food snob at all. I'm like just pretty easy when it comes to food. But we
I
do
feel
have
like
a
true foodies, people that just enjoy food and don't worry about whether it looks good or it's
yeah,
popular, right?
yeah, yeah. No, just keep it simple for me.
So what do you do, Devin,
So
when you're not building houses or working for the Parade of Home? What is your
so
playtime look
I've
like?
I do a lot of different stuff. So I got 3 kids that are really busy. I take them dirt biking and 4-wheeling, and we have a camper. We go camping or side by siding or jeeping, or so I try to do as much as I can with my kids, just because they're 6, 8, and 2. So we do a lot of stuff outdoors. Go to the lake a lot, camp a lot, 4-wheel a lot, dirt bike a lot. Go to the bike park, the BMX place. So I do a lot of stuff like that. But if I don't have my kids, anything with handlebars, man, Harleys, motorcycles, snowmobiles, snowboarding, mountain biking. So mountain biking is probably my like go-to. I think I've been mountain biking 3 times this
Oh,
week.
really?
When I'm
Very cool.
Nice.
when I should be at work, it'll be like 2 o'clock. Be like, man, it's 60 degrees outside. I'm like, all right, I'm going mountain biking. So I just dip out and go.
Yeah, that's the
you know,
benefit of St. George, right? You can, well, number one, you can ride your motorcycle
yeah,
year round, and two, obviously, mountain bike whatever
yeah,
you want. So we don't have that luxury
yeah,
here.
yeah. So I pay the price though. I mean, I leave work during the day to go have fun, and then at night I'm over here
Yep.
responding to all my emails, doing my closings, checking numbers, and so I'm like, dude, was that worth it? Yes, but So,
And then
but
you're sitting at the door at 3 o'clock on a Sunday for the parade
Taking
of homes,
tickets.
yeah,
give
that's
and
gonna
take.
happen. But yeah, for me, anything outside, man, is take me outside, let me ride something or snowboard. I'm right at home with that kind of stuff.
Well, thanks, Devin. Yeah,
Yeah.
we appreciate your time and talking with us about all this. It's nice to meet you. So, Nate, what are your thoughts and feelings on the parade of homes?
Well,
I mean,
to
you're
be
in the
perfectly,
home industry. You're in real estate.
yeah, I'm in real estate. I've only been, I think both times they were down in Utah County. And I remember even helping out with one of the properties one day, taking the tickets like he mentioned, making sure everything was in order. So I've only done it a couple times and I didn't like do a whole bunch of homes either. I just went to a few of them. But my issue with not even just the parade of homes, but like going out and looking at really expensive homes, it just makes me want stuff I don't need. So it's hard for me to go to things like that. Like you mentioned, like you go and see like a bench or something like that, and then your wife wants it, so you have to go make it. I'm like, yeah, I don't.
I want that.
I won't. So, but it is really cool. You kind of touched base on it too, is like going and seeing these big homes that you probably know you'll never actually buy one like that, but you get to see all these cool features and it's like an in-person reality experience where you can touch and see stuff that you normally only see on TV for the coolness. But and at the same time, you can also see stuff that more is more on your probably my level, I should say, um, more economical and get ideas for what the new decor is looking like or what's what's the coolest thing to have inside your home? Or if you're going to remodel your kitchen or something like that, it's cool to go to Parade of Homes and see what's current and what's new, what's fresh.
Right. What are the trends?
The trends.
Well, you said it
It's
makes you go and then want things that you don't need, but you do need a pickleball court. That that
yeah,
is that is a need.
that's definitely not a want, that's a need. But my fantasy would be not to have just an outdoor pickleball court, but to have a
Mm,
indoor, have a little bit bigger piece of land and have a big covered, possibly two courts inside would be ideal.
then you have
So there we go.
multiple friends
Then
over to play.
throw that sucker in the Parade of Homes. Win, hands down.
What if there was a house? You had a little section for a bed, had a little kitchen, but then the rest of it's just pickleball courts.
There you go.
Just pickleball all the time.
Oh, it would be, I mean, there would be a line outside the door for people to get in to see the Parade of Homes for that one. Have you ever participated in the Parade of Homes or
I have not actually. I've
oh,
always wanted to, but it always comes and I forget about it and doesn't happen. I know my parents have done it before. They've gone and looked at the homes and came home and told us about them when I was a kid, but I've never personally been. So it's cool to know. I'm I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm gonna make it down to St. George for the Parade of Homes this year. Definitely something I'll put on for next year. But I might pay just so I can get
the virtual
the
tours?
virtual tours. Yeah.
That does sound pretty cool.
I mean, you still get to see it.
But
It's not the it's probably better to go in person. No, it's definitely better to go in person. So you can walk through and like Devin said, get a feel for the home, like the feeling of the home, right?
yeah,
But
it's reality. You can touch it, you can see it, you can feel it,
you can smell the cookies or the
you
cookie
can smell
scent.
it.
Yeah.
You can smell it. The new carpet smell. I do love. I mean, there's nothing. Not that there's stuff that's better, but I do love the smell of like new construction. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's cool and I'd love to check it out. Parade of Homes. I mean, it's your only chance you're gonna get to go through those houses probably, unless you make friends with the billionaire, whoever happens to be the buyer. But get a little taste of how the other half lives.
Like I said, not every home on there is a multi-million dollar home. So
True.
there's stuff that you can go in and like, hey,
At least come
I'm
up
like,
with ideas.
we could afford this. We can make this happen.
Yeah. Not all of it's completely out of this world, not earth shattering. Could be, like you said, just get some ideas for your own home, whether it be a bench or just can
New
help you.
kitchen, new bathroom, an outdoor bathing facility.
Yeah,
That
I'm
sounded
working
cool.
on that right now.
That really did sound cool. I still would be like, I think it would take a while to be like, I'd have that anxiety, like somebody can see me if I was outdoor, no matter what, right? Even if you're out in the woods, there'd always be that like
Anxiety, that person would be so
anxiety
lucky.
that like somebody's watching me. They got to be watching me, but that's their problem if they're watching me.
True. Thanks to everyone who set up this interview. It was great to talk with Devin and hear all about it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to hear how that kind of comes together and what's all really involved. You kind of mentioned it during the interview that sometimes you just don't realize all the work that's behind the scenes to
Mhm.
get something like that going. You just show up and expect it to be running smoothly, but there's definitely a lot of work that's involved in putting this together.
Yeah. No, there definitely is. And we don't appreciate it. So if you happen to be in the Southern Utah area, make sure you check it out. Or if you want to make a trip down there, sounds like there's going to be some really cool stuff. Or take the virtual option. They've got it all for you. So yeah,
Yeah, if you go down, check it out. Let us know
let us know what your
what your
favorite house
thoughts were.
was. Thanks for listening to This Is a Place podcast.
And this was an event we just talked about.
2 events in a row.
And this was a parade that is not a parade.
This was a showcase
We just talked about.